Your love for the next gentleman.
Person?
I don't know if it's a gentleman. It's not really my call. Show your love for this next fella. Very, very funny young man, works all over New York City. You may have seen him on the season 2 DVD set of Chappelle's Show. Please welcome Mr. Sal Brienik.
Thank you, everybody. Before we get going, I just want to take a moment to thank you all for coming out tonight and helping me celebrate my 10-month anniversary of being cancer-free.
Yay!
Words can't describe how much I miss it. Oh my God. If you haven't tried it, my 2 years of cancer treatment were like a Christmas Kwanzaa birthday palooza party on steroids. Which I was also on a lot. Clearly. Every day's a gift. And I mean, literally, people keep giving you shit. I'm like, I have cancer. This is a laptop. Thank you. Ice cream becomes the major food group. That was good times. And people you haven't seen since the kids used to beat you up in 3rd grade, they show up just to sit there and cry. It felt so good. And somehow I just magically became the bravest person people knew, while simultaneously freeing up my schedule to play even more video games. Brilliant! Anything you do becomes miraculous. You finish a meal, doctors are like lining up to throw you a ticker tape parade, but they're afraid it might kill you. Paper can be very dangerous. It was tough. I gotta say, the tough part was telling my family and friends about the diagnosis. You guys, clearly, I could care less. After a couple phone calls that each played out like the same after-school special called Sal Has News, I decided I need something a little more humane, a little more gentle, so I thought, Facebook.
No!
Mostly for the status update comparisons. Becky's got a case of the Mondays. Charlie's sipping mojitos on the beach and loving life. Sal's got a giant tube in his chest and misses the sun. Facebook was very helpful. It really kept my spirits up through the whole treatment process. It satisfied 2 of my greatest urges: stalking people and not moving. Seriously, I mean, the girl I went to high school with who shot me down thrice for prom now has 2 kids, a messy divorce, and nothing better to do than ask for my help in mafia wars. Yeah, doctor, I'm feeling good. But, I mean, the whole thing, chemotherapy, radiation, 4 months, no immune system, it really gave me a greater appreciation for those suffering from obesity in this country. The pain of gastric bypass, knowing they have no alternatives like walking or salads. The shame of being forced to compete on reality television shows just to see who can take the most laxatives. Dream with me a moment. Imagine if the producers of these shows took that money and built rehab centers for drug addicts. And I mean real drug addicts, not the Dr. Drew's Island of VH1 misfit celebrity toys. And please, I understand some people feel this, but food really isn't a drug. We medicate with Snickers bars in this country because we can't afford real medicine, and the hungerectomy ad at least sounds kind of clinical. I mean, who needs universal health care when we know that Who needs universal health care when we know that no matter what ER and hospital you're rushed to when you suffer that 3rd heart attack, the Big Mac and fries your family's being served in the hospital visitor center taste just as fresh as they do at home.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sorry for your loss. And when people hear I had the cancer, they often want to relate by mentioning someone else they knew who had it, as if we're going to meet each other at cancer homecoming next year. They're like, oh yeah, my uncle had Hodgkin's. You guys should go bowling. Okay. If you really want to relate to someone who's had all the bone marrow in his body systematically destroyed and rebuilt from scratch, and why wouldn't you? Start tomorrow off with an orange juice and Drano cocktail, chase that with a shotgun blast point blank to your genitalia, wax your entire body with a sandblaster, then spend the rest of your day telling people you feel great. It's kind of make this more comfortable for you. I'm atheist. Yeah, we do exist, like my fellow comics, unlike your God. Sorry. Now, to be fair,
You don't know who my
to be
God
fair,
is?
I did know there was a God when I was growing up. Very much so. Raised Catholic. I also knew that Milli Vanilli could sing. I knew George Michaels was a hell of a ladies' man. Did you see those videos? And I knew that the pretty girls liked me for more than just the homework answers. And I genuinely understand still religious. I do. We were told a lot growing up that it hurt to find out might not be true. There's the tooth fairy, representative government, success of the civil rights movement.
Yeah.
Yeah, Black History Month, 28 days, come on people. My point being, something sounding good and something feeling good doesn't make it true. Because if it did, masturbation would cure AIDS. And it's been tried. The main reason I'm atheist, if I may share a little more, because we haven't gotten personal yet, I'd have to say fundamentalist Christians. And no offense to you guys, but you scare me. You take the Bible, which has about over 50 English language versions, and you say it's the literal Word of God. Let me recap. Over 50 English language versions, literal Word of God. Then you cherry pick the bits you like, because they align with your prejudices that you already have, and you go on crusades! Now, I think God has made it very clear his stance on Adam and Steve. There are 7 very clear examples in the Bible, 2 of which, the big 2, in Leviticus, 2 lines, chapters 18 and 20, for those keeping score. Leviticus, the same book that spends the first 7 entire chapters discussing how God likes to have his burnt offerings prepared, then served to him. When was the last time Christians were protesting outside a rib cook-off? And how do Bible literalists defend their literal interpretation of the Bible? With quotes from the Bible. I want to use this defense in a court of law one day. I generally want to go, no, Your Honor, I couldn't have killed him. For as it saith in my testimony, transcript, verse 2, line 13, nay, I wasn't even in Detroit. And of course, I'm telling the truth. I swore to on the Bible. Jesus, it's too much pancakes. I'm so mean. I'm mean to you. It's true. And you know he's having a rough time of late because you see all the ads for God next to Dr. Zizmore and the 1-800 divorce lawyers, okay? That's a rough place to be in marketing if you're an omnipotent, all-powerful being. Yeah. I'd have to say, I think making defendants swear on the Bible is brilliant, okay? These are people we suspect of possibly breaking the commandments on adultery or murder or theft, but there's no way they're going to go into that do not bear false witness one, you know what I mean? I just hope they're keeping the Sabbath and not worshiping false idols. Very important. Now, I picked on you not having it, but I've got one more. God's insecurity to me isn't a new thing. I know he's got the ads out, I know he's trying to get a new Zing Pow marketing team, but if you look back at those 10 commandments, and if you disagree with me, feel free to disagree with me, it's simply my opinion, the first 3 read like Jan Brady's diary. I am the prettiest of the Bradys. Thou shalt love no other Brady before me. And quit making fun of my Brady. God, you're so vain. We're done now, don't worry. I'm happily married. Been so for 4.5 years now, and I want to share with you before I go the secret to that. I realized very quickly that I had a simple decision to make. I could win an argument, or I could get laid. I don't even miss them.
You're really smart. Yeah.
If I'm behaving well, occasionally my wife will take them out of the purse, go, "Still here, honey?" And I'm like, "Right." And I don't really miss them. I mean, if you think about it, all they ever really did for me was get me into fights I couldn't handle and think I could take on the world, and I should. Nowadays, I'm content just snuggling with my pumpkin. Totally content. That's my time. You guys have been great. Thank you very much.
Sal Brienik, everybody.